There's a code to having a successful real estate career, as there is also a code to being a successful realtor. That's what we teach in here, the Realtor Code. Hi, my name is Mark McInerney, President and CEO of CodeMark Financial. Welcome to Mortgage Money Genius. In here, we teach realtors, just like you, the most important piece of the real estate transaction, the mortgage process. Today, we're going to talk about down payment assistance loan programs. Sit back, relax. 3, 2, 1. Off we go.
I just wanna be your superstar, 'cause it's not where you are, it's where you are.
All right, guys, welcome back. And thank you for always tuning in. So this today kind of wraps up loan programs. We have taken you on a journey from understanding how to pre-qualify someone and then pre-approving them and then introducing you to the loan programs, many of which you're familiar with inside of the QM space, such as conventional loans, FHA loans, VA loans, USDA loans, jumbo loans. And then we just wrapped up last week all of the loan program, inside of the non-QM space. And that was stated income loans, no and low doc loans, also loan programs for foreign nationals, loan programs for your investors, right? The ones that do fix and flip kind of situations. But let's now go back to talking about a different type of loan program. This is going to plug into QM, but this is very specific maybe for those home buyers that struggle with being able to put together any money for a down payment. And that would be a down payment assistance program. Every state offers a down payment assistance program. In most cases, these are grants. And it's worth also mentioning that because they are a grant, the money isn't forever. So each year when these grants get approved, there's a certain amount of money dumped into the grant that has to be utilized. After it has been exhausted, that particular down payment assistance program will no longer be available until the following year or until it is refreshed with more funds inside of the grant. But to mention that, let's take a look here. Freddie, show them this slide on the down payment assistance. Now, I've given kind of a range because there's so many. There are down payments that offer assistance from anywhere from $20,000 up to $35,000. Now, there are income limits associated with this, and the income limits basically per household, right? Like per the borrower that is purchasing the house can be as low as $40,000 and as high as $80,000, but it is largely contingent upon the number of dependents that borrower has. So for example, someone who is just, let's say, maybe a single individual and is looking to qualify for a down payment assistance program, if they have no dependents, they might be restricted on what that personal income of theirs would be. For example, if they make $80,000, but it's just them, they may not qualify for the down payment assistance. Now, on the flip side, if they're a single individual and only make $40,000, that would be someone that might fit maybe more of this type of opportunity. In addition to, there are a tremendous amount of flexibility inside of what the credit scores are. Currently on here, we have listed 580. That I've seen them go even lower than that, and I've also seen them go higher than that. But this is a good range to suggest that some of them are willing to consider sub 600 and then let's say just above even mid 500s. Freddie, show them that next slide. Here again, this is subject to, I will say, the program on an annual basis. One could qualify for a property for a sales price up to $200,000. Now, here's kind of the catch, and I think this is also worth noting, especially to any buyers of yours that ask you about down payment assistance programs. There is a commitment. There's a commitment to living in the home for a certain period of time. Otherwise, the down payment assistance would be required to pay back. And how is it paid back, you ask? Well, it's not like they're going to come out of pocket and pay for it. How could they? They didn't have the money to begin with. it would come out of the proceeds upon selling the house. Now, that's something very valuable to know, because in this range, Freddie, show them that slide one more time, it says they have to stay in the property between 5 and 10 years. The average American stays in a house for 7, but people can get job transfers and things change, right? People get married, people, get unmarried, and these are the things that they have to take into consideration, and understanding that if they got the opportunity for a down payment assistance program and a purchase 3 or 4 years ago, but something comes up and they need to move, there is going to be some of that money that's going to be needed to be paid back. Lastly, the thing that is a little bit more strict in this case, and it kind of falls closer to the conventional style loan, is a debt to income of 43%. So a borrower, if they're already a little bit soft in the area of having lack of liquidity for a down payment, hence needing the down payment assistance, these programs aren't going to allow them to go over and beyond what would be too uncomfortable for the borrower, as well as also the down payment assistance program plug-in with the DTI to exceed more than 43%. This is a very simple program, is very doable, and is available. Take a look as we recap on the details. We'll be right back. All right, that just about covers it. You know all of the different pieces inside of qualified mortgages, non-qualified mortgages, and now even inserting here DPA, or down payment assistant loan programs. Next week, we're going to start talking about the part that most realtors fear the most, underwriting. But there's no need to be afraid, my friend. The good news is, as long as you understand what's taking place in there, hey, then you have more control over, well, let's say maybe managing the expectations of your clients. But that's what you're doing here anyway, is you're in here gaining the knowledge so that you gain the confidence and the certainty in understanding the piece, the bridge between sales contract and commission. Thank you for joining us today here on Mortgage Money Genius. Do me a favor, would you? Like, comment, and share. I'd love to hear your feedback. What do you think of all this stuff that's going on? How can we help you and serve you better? Until next time, I'm Mark McInerney, President and CEO of CodeMark Financial. I look forward to your comments. See you next week.